Good morning, Cory, Carlson, Planning Operations Trainee for Southwest Team 3. So I'll give you a little rundown on what happened yesterday and the plans for today. So 2 days ago, I put in some purple lines. Those were areas that we had worked the fire's edge direct with a combination of hand crews, mechanical equipment, and kind of work those edge. That doesn't mean that that area of the fire is contained, but what it does mean is those are the areas that we will likely be seeing containment in the next few days. We have a wind shift today that's going to come out of the north. So what we want to do is, we have a ton of resources in here. We have over 300 firefighters just on this section alone. So we want that wind, that north wind, to kind of test our lines and see how they're going to hold. And if we can get through that wind event, or at least the change in wind direction, we're going to be feeling really good to start looking at some containment in this. Some of this blue stuff, that's just stuff that was completed yesterday. So we were able to kind of piece some stuff together from the previous day. So all in all, things are looking really good in here. Even the infrared that we get is not showing a lot of heat in this area. So that's really encouraging for the area, the Pingree Park area, Upper Buckhorn, some of these other communities out here, Glacier View, it's taken a lot of the threat out of that. So that's really encouraging news. One thing just want to mention on Jack's Gulch Camp. So this was an early camp for us. It's an area where we had a firefighter sleep in. I think we had a caterer there that was feeding the folks. When this fire made its big run, it did burn through Jack's Gulch Camp. About 3/4 of that camp has been burned. I think there was one camping loop that didn't see any fire, but there are some facilities in there, and those did suffer probably irreplaceable damage. So just wanted to hit on that. Folks had mentioned it. It's within the fire area, and that is true. So up on the thumb, a little bit different story. We've had a kind of an increase in fire behavior here, and what that has done is, the progress that we've been making using hand crews and heavy equipment going towards that fire activity, which is moderate fire activity. You'll start seeing smoke. You're going to start seeing helicopters in there probably all day. They've been dumping a combination of water and retardant on this stuff, trying to keep this stuff in check from wanting to move. That's the most fire activity. That's our biggest concern, and we have a lot of resources in there, but we're going to continue to shift resources that way. There is a little bit of issue with time and space in there. There's a lot of folks in a small area. The problem is with this fire activity here, it's really hard for us to get firefighters in there without being able to get them out in time. So we got to kind of balance firefighter safety, fire behavior, and kind of the time and space in here. So we'll be working hard on this today, both with aviation, hand crews, and mechanical equipment to try to get around this piece. On the remainder of the fire, this is new on the map, I think. This has been looking really good. No heat showing in there. This area has been worked pretty good. This Highway 14 corridor, in and around the structures, we spent a ton of work in here. So even if this thing does want to move, we've spent a ton of time in here doing structure protection and assessments, and really getting a lot of work done in that 14 corridor. So down in branch 3, we've kind of proposed a line that we would use heavy equipment on to basically take any fire that wanted to move towards Glen Haven, the Retreat, Storm Mountain, Cedar Park, and Estes, potentially out of play. So once we get the final approvals, we'll begin putting dozer line on ridge tops out here on the forest, and try to eliminate anything if it wanted to move toward these communities. So with that, end of report. Thank you.